Hello and welcome to this 10-minute ab video, starting with chest lifts. Off we go. 30 seconds of chest lifts, keeping that pelvis neutral as you lift and lower the head and the chest. Elbows wide, shoulders plugged down away from your ears. Just warming up here, the first of 20 ab exercises. 5 more seconds and then we do knee reach crunches. We imprint the pelvis now and reach your arms towards the knees. So hands over the legs, imprinting now into the mat, activating the glutes and maybe lifting a little higher, reaching those hands towards the knees. Then we go into heel touches. So keep the chest lifted here, reaching towards those knees, and then we reach from side to side, reaching the fingers to one heel and the other. Off we go, working those obliques as you side to side flexion. Keep the feet and the legs as still as possible. You can always take one hand behind your head as you reach for your heels. 10 more seconds of heel touches here. Then we go into crisscross. Keep the shoulders lifted and the head lifted here, reaching the heels. Then bring the hands behind your head, legs to tabletop, crisscross. Adding rotation as we extend the legs away from us. Twisting through those obliques. Keep the hips and the pelvis steady on the mat. We have 10 more seconds of crisscross. And then the feet come down to the floor and we reach those arms between our legs. Feet to the floor now, reach the arms between the legs, lift through the head and the chest. Little pulses here, keep the feet planted on the floor, keep the pelvis neutral, or you can imprint into the mat. One hand can support your head as you're doing these chest lifts, reaching those arms in between the legs. 10 more seconds of these reach crunches. And then we extend the legs up to the ceiling and we reach the hands to the feet. Off we go now. Legs up to the ceiling, reach and crunch up towards those toes. You can always support the head with the hand as you lift and pulse, reaching to those toes. 10 more seconds of these reach crunches with the legs in the air, and then the head comes down to the mat for your leg changes. Off we go now. Bend the legs to tabletop, head down, keep the head down as you hinge through the hip, single leg changes. Keep the knee joint fixed here, tapping the toe down away towards the front edge of your mat. Pull the belly deep using those lower abdominals. 10 more seconds of these single leg changes. Then we go into flutter kicks. 3, 2, 1. Legs extend. Hands can come underneath the lower back, underneath your sacrum as you flutter those kicks down and up. Legs as straight as possible and only take those legs as low as you can so the belly doesn't pooch up, the back doesn't arch. Those hands can press into the mat underneath your bottom. Fluttering those legs for 10 more seconds. Little flutters here, pull deep on the breath, exhaling, and then we come into star abs. Open out like a star, roll up, tuck up, and roll back down to the mat. Open arms, open legs, exhale, round up through your spine, rolling back along your mat, opening out. Nice big stretch here. Keep active through the abdominals as you tuck and balance on the sit bones and roll it down. 5 more seconds of star abs. Then we go into corkscrew. Get ready. Lay down on the mat. Legs extend. Off we go, corkscrew. Take the legs to one side, circle them down and around to the other side. They come back to center. The shoulders stay plugged down into the mat as you rotate through the pelvis. Work the obliques as you take the legs in a little semicircle with the legs down and around. 10 more seconds of corkscrew. And then we go into leg changes up on the forearms. Come up, balance on those forearms, single leg changes here. Toe tapping down towards the front edge of your mat. Keep the spine nice and straight. Lift out of your shoulders. Don't dump down into the shoulders here as we single leg change. Work those lower abdominals. 10 more seconds of these single leg toe taps on your forearms. Then we come down to the double leg lower and lift. 3, 2, 1. Lay yourself down. Lower those legs and lift them back up. Glue them together. Only take them as low as you can so you don't arch through that lower back. Don't tip that pelvis. Don't let the belly pooch up here. You can take those hands underneath your bottom. You can always bend at the knees here and just double leg toe tap. Send the legs away. Exhale, pull them back up to the ceiling. Get ready now. We're going to come up and over into plank. We've got our mountain climbers. Set yourself up into plank and start to pull the knees in towards your chest. 30 seconds of mountain climbers. You can go as quick or as slow as you need, but really use the abdominals to draw the knees into the chest and then send the leg away. Stay strong through the shoulders for 5 more seconds here. Pulling in, pressing out. Then we come down to the forearm plank. Off you go onto your forearms. Hold a forearm plank for 30 seconds. Keep the hips low. Keep the shoulders strong, down away from your ears. Release any tension through the head and the neck. Pull the belly in and up. Squeeze your glutes here for 30 seconds. The option to drop it down to your knees. Big deep breaths here. Holding this for a few more seconds. Then we rotate over and we hold a side forearm plank. Off we go. Roll onto your side. 30 seconds of side forearm plank. Legs can be stacked here or staggered. Really lift out from that underneath side, balancing on that bottom knee if you need a bit more support. Otherwise, you're holding yourself up in that side plank. After this, we roll ourselves back to the other side and we hold the side plank on the other side. Big deep breaths, finishing off this side plank. And then turn it around. Other arm comes to your forearm. Stack your shoulders, stack your hips. Reach that top arm up, nice and energetic through your top arm. Lifting from that underneath side. Holding this side forearm plank. Then we come into a plank on our hands. We're getting close to the end of this 10-minute ab workout. So stick with it, breathe. Focus on each exercise. Almost done here with the side forearm planking. Come up, back into plank on your hands. Hold this nice strong plank. Watch out you don't lock out through those elbows. Keep the back of the head lifted in line with your shoulders. Nice strong alignment. Shoulders, hips, knees and ankles, or drop it down to the knees. Take the hips with you though. Keep that nice plumb line. Reach those heels away from you so you have nice active legs. Pull the belly in and up. Come down to your forearms for your hip dips now. Twisting the hips, twisting that pelvis to the right and to the left. Work through the obliques. Keep the shoulders squared off. As you take the hips down, they go up and over, dropping the hips down. They don't have to touch the mat. It's just a little rotation through the pelvis. Finishing off here, almost done with this set. Lift the hips up and over, and then we come back onto our hands, back to that plank for your Spiderman crunch. Come up to the plank now, push up, draw the knee in towards your elbow, the outside of the elbow, the outside of the shoulder there. Lift the leg and draw it wider than that mat, crunching into your obliques on the right and the left. Stay strong through the shoulders. We've got one more exercise after this. Big deep breaths for your Spiderman crunches. Come up and over now. We go out and in with those legs. Extend, pull in. Straighten those legs, tuck the legs in. bending through your elbows here. You can always stay down on your forearms, tuck the knees in, reach your legs away. Push out, pull in. This is our last one. Extending out, pulling in. Few more seconds here. Stick with it. Out and in. And then we get to rest. Well done. Lay yourself all the way down on the mat. Take a big stretch, a big inhale, a big exhale. Let those abdominal muscles relax and release. The lower transverse abdominal muscle really is engaged there. So are those obliques with all that twisting, and then those chest lifts as we started, working that rectus abdominal muscle. Roll yourself up, take a big breath. Nice work, guys.